Is wealthy people, successful people, immune to burnout? How important is to write down our goals with consistency, with determination? Welcome to the Mastermind Institute, where we celebrate mastery. I experienced as a CEO, as a leader, we need to be at our best to give people that work with us the best and the best environment, the best of us, the best of us. And so, one of the things that I would like to ask you, what are the most common symptoms that a person experiences when they're going through burnout?
Hmm.
And also, I would like to ask you: is wealthy people, successful people, immune to burnout?
Yeah, that's such of a great that's such of a great question. No, wealthy, successful people are not immune to burnout. It's almost like they're more vulnerable. You know what the origin of burnout often is?
No, tell us more.
A lofty ideal. A lofty ideal. This is why we're so vulnerable. You start out with, I want to be a fantastic mother. I want to be the best mother ever. You start out as CEO. I want us to have groundbreaking revenue. You might also say, I want to be loved. I want to be loved by my staff and my subordinates. You start off with a lofty ideal, and it's going to be demanding. It's going to be demanding. Uh, it's so insidious. And this is one of the things I learned in the book Burnout by the father of Burnout, a gentleman by the name of Dr. Herbert Freudenberger. And he talked about that. It's so easy to miss. You just start off with what would seem like a benign goal. What's wrong with that? I just mentioned mastery. What could possibly be wrong with that? It sets you up. It sets you up to for overwhelm because none of those things happen without tremendous sacrifice. And often it's going to require you to sacrifice your well-being, especially if you don't have something monitoring those vitals. Something seeing, okay, well, I've strained in this area. Now I've neglected this vital. So now I need to come back and do something about this vital. Now, in our podcast, we are going to give you as much value as we can. So I'm not going to tease you about the vitals and not tell you what those 7 vitals are. In fact, what we'll do is we'll even give you a little tip sheet. So Sandra, we can do a little tip sheet on what the 7 vitals are. We can even make it aware different ways that you can understand exactly what the vitals are. So what are the 7 vitals? Number one, uh, we will mention spirituality. So spirituality on some level um, is a vital, no question. Number two, relationships. And with relationships, we think of the relationship to yourself, your relationship to family, friends, and of course, romantic relationships. Um, but relationships, it's vital. Number three, resources. So the things that you possess, the things that you have, is vital. Sometimes people want to minimize a car, a house, or well, things aren't important. No, it's right up there with oxygen. Okay, oxygen is a resource, you know. So resources, clean oxygen. Next is the vital of time. Time is so vital. And after that is health, physical and mental. The next vital after that is purpose. All right. Your why. That's the engine. that really helps you get over difficult things. And then the last vital is rest slash recreation. Like, isn't like sometimes isn't it silly to talk about recreational drugs? Calling something that by its very nature is destructive, we'll call it a recreational drug. Now that is definitely an oxymoron, and it's just not true. The goal is to really and truly identify what are those things that actually recreate you. So yeah, um, I've just found those things to be absolutely vital. So anyway, ask that question again because I want to make sure.
No, my question is, if really successful people are immune to burnout,
Right.
if because sometimes they are not aware that the vitals that you just enumerate are so key, are so relevant, are for their rebalance.
Well, and here is the thing. A lot of time, people actually look to the successful people to help them. All right. So people will view successful people as their resource. And you think about different work settings, there are people you go to who they just seem like this endless reservoir. This is the go-to person for this. This is the go-to person for that. You know, and it's so easy to forget or fail to consider, who do they go to?
Yeah.
Could it be they're not actually bottomless? And it's almost like the success culture requires you to participate in the facade that your resources are infinite, and they're not. It's a facade. It's a facade. Everybody tends to look at these people as your resource. You're the solution. Ergo why you get dissolved. Ergo why you get dissolved. At the Mastermind Institute, we want to be the resource for those people.
Yeah.
We want you to have a space that you can go to, that you can come to, and we recognize you're not a bottomless resource, but we can help you get back to being and performing at your peak.
Amazing. Doc, what is the most common vital that is underrepresented in people's lives?
That's easy. It's funny that they're all vital, but I think the easiest one to ignore is recreation. Recreation. And I've got a specific tip. I want you to hear this, but then I've got a specific tip for you to make sure you do not continue to perpetuate this. It's documented, especially in America. It's might not be as true in Europe, but you get so many American workers who are failing to even take the time off, the paid time that they have, because they're quote unquote just so busy. Uh, and I'm sorry, but there are a lot of work settings where it can be so hard. There's so much work to do to get the time off. You're just like, I'd rather not take the time off. I got to notify this person. I got to apply for this. I got to think. I got to stop and think about what I'm going to be wanting to do at this time. And so then I've got to schedule it off. It's just like, who cares? Who wants to be bothered? You know what? I'll just keep working, you know? Um, and you fail to get that time off. So I got a tip for you. All right. I got a tip for you. Um, at the beginning of the year, make that be the first thing you put into your schedule: your time off, your planned vacations. You sit down with your family, and beforehand, you say, we're taking this time off here. We're going to do this here. We're taking this time down here. And you publish that to everyone, except the people that would want to steal from your home because you're not there. Them you don't publish it to. But everybody else, you publish that far and wide. hey, I am not available on these dates. And you're going to see something magical start to take place. People are going
Yeah.
to start to schedule around you. They're going to, we know, no, they're not going to be here at that time. So, you know what? That's not going to work. You know what? That's like you're literally, and another cool thing's going to happen. People are going to approach you and you're going to be, I'm going to be in the Maldives in September. So I won't be available for that. Again, be careful with giving out that information because you don't want everyone to know that you're not available. Please do not dispense with common sense. But the idea just being, because you took the time to do that, your schedule is now not at the mercy of everyone else, but it's one of the most neglected vitals is recreation. Besides scheduling things, a lot of times people aren't even taking time to understand what truly recreates them.
Yes,
That's pivotal.
absolutely.
What is it that restores and recharges your batteries? Those are some of the things that I would say about the vulnerability of high performers as it relates to this topic of burnout.
Yes. And sometimes people are too busy. They're always doing something, but they're not being productive because they're not focused on what they should be doing. They are not mindful of the impact of their attitudes, their decisions. And so, how important is to write down our goals with consistency, with determination, often.
But let's back up for just 1 second. Let's deal with why people are being so busy. Uh, there's a reason. There's a reason that people are being busy, and part of it is intentional. At the base of it is actually fear. We are staying busy. We're continuing to move. And why are we doing that? Why are we moving? What are we trying to outrun? We're trying to outrun answering the big questions in our lives. Who am I? Why am I here? What is my purpose? Whether conscious or subconscious, and for some people it's getting so severe it's conscious. It's like, I don't want to deal with that. I don't have answers to those questions. I just rather stay busy. The pace is so frantic. Could it be we're running from something?
Sometimes from ourselves.
From ourselves, because we have to have that conversation with ourselves. This is who I am. This is why I am. You know, going through some process so that you can, in a meaningful way, satisfy those questions. And then you don't have to run anymore. Or your running can be more purposeful.
Yes. It
Because
all,
because
yeah,
I'll tell you my ultimate nightmare is you've run the wrong race.
yes.
You've climbed the ladder that's against the wrong building, and you only figure that out at the end of your life. Tragic. That's one of the big things. That's one of the things that drives me. Helping people not make that mistake. What were you going to say, Sandra?
No, and this is why you are helping people, supporting people online, because you don't want this to happen. And the program you have, tell us a little bit more how people come from a certain point and a certain pain point or unfulfilled desire, and through the program you help them to see clearly, to have that clarity, to work on their future with purpose.
Well, we I took what I learned from the field of addiction and psychiatry, and we set out to make a perfect blend of one-on-one consultation and at the same time a group experience to help people and work through those seven vitals but then help them answer those super important questions. And we recognize that you've got to have both. You've got to have that one-on-one so that the experience can truly be, your favorite word, customized, customized and adapted to each person's nuance. So everybody's got their nuanced experience. There's no cookie cutter, this works for everybody. And so that's why our one-to-one component is just so crucial. But oh my goodness, there's nothing like that group experience of holding one another accountable, of being able to see yourself and see some of the errors you might make. But if you see someone else doing it, or you get that perspective from that other person, that's just magical. That's just super powerful. So we love the blend of the one-on-one, and we love also getting that group, and then managing that experience so that it ensures that the person got what they set out for. We literally designed that and to make it available for people.
One
One
of
of
the
the
things.
things that, what's that?
Sorry. Sorry. Please continue.
One of the things that we did do, though, is we did make a consultation available, a low ticket consultation, because you might be saying, "Is this right for me? I want, what, I really want to learn more, but it's more than just learning more. I want to share with you the struggle that I'm having, and I do want some preliminary. I want some preliminary benefit." And so we designed an experience just for that. You get to see, hey, are we a fit? Are we a fit? But then at the same time, can you really do what you say? And so in that consultation, you're going to be able to answer all of those questions. And it's pretty low risk. It's pretty low risk. So obviously, we are serious about a fit, so we want people that are comfortable investing in themselves, people who at least recognize, I don't know all the answers, I don't know, but I am very comfortable investing in my well-being, because I know if I'm well, I serve better and I can give so much more, and so I'm comfortable making that investment. Those are the people we are so thrilled to work with and bring our A game. So, hey, I would say, sign up. Obviously, there are limited slots, but that's one opportunity you have to learn more.
Absolutely. And there is one of the testimonials that I see on the website is from a person who said that the speed to impact from working with you and achieving the results was phenomenal. Can you share with us?
Yeah, that was phenomenal. This came from someone that I respect so much, is so accomplished, and just reached out and said, "Hey, I'd love some of your support." And we did something unique, with her. And she actually got me on a call with her younger, her one of her son, and just in spending that time together, we were able to deliver so much value. And she was just so shocked that after that one interaction, he could go on and score a super high score, gain amazing confidence, and just start doing really, really well. And so she was just shocked by the speed to impact.
Yes.
So that was an awesome one. Thank you for asking about that.
Absolutely. And this is what really people are looking for, transformation, because there's a lot of people out there selling courses. And what you do is something really profound, because first and foremost, you want to know the person you are working with. You really want to understand their pain points, their struggles, so you can design a customized, planned, master plan in
Yeah.
order. Right.
No cutting corners. University of Med School was where I did med school, obviously. Loma Linda University, where I did psychiatry. And what I really loved about Loma Linda and its psychiatry program was how it taught us how to incorporate spirituality into our practice. So that was just a game changer for me. UCLA for addiction psychiatry, that's where I completed my fellowship. That introduced me to leaders in the field of addiction psychiatry. Just, amazing people. You'd go to conferences and they were hosting the conference. So these were real leaders. So no cutting corners here. And then going back and working over 20 years in mental health and leading teams, so that I didn't wake up and just say, "Hey, I can help you." I've really paid my dues to really gain an understanding of what works, what doesn't work, and then innovate that understanding into a product for you. So this is not so where we this is a space where we got to introduce you to who we are, share with you some of our products, but even in this space, we are really wanting to deliver value and answer a number of your questions. But a lot of this is to get you clear that we're not just coming to identify problems. We also want to deal with solutions and make you aware of how we're going to help you with your issues. So excited that you could spend this time with us as we more and more share with you the ideas that we think are going to be so helpful as you commit yourself to transforming your life. Make sure you follow us. Be sure to subscribe. Some of you may have some issues and things that you're struggling with and want some consultation. And so there will be a link so that you guys can pursue a consultation with me. Of course, I'd be honored to serve you. And look for the next episode where we are going to continue this journey with you, helping you master your mind so you can master your life. Till next time.